Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to NRW. I'm your host today, Rob Medina, and I thank you very much for joining me here today because today I've got a very special review here for you for the home release of the movie Snake Eyes. Now, I am a little late in the game here because this movie actually came out on digital platform back on August 17th this past summer, but as of this month in October, the movie will be released on 4K Ultra, Blu-ray, and DVD on October 19th. And for this review, I will be getting into the special features that comes with this home release along with the review of the film itself. So, without further ado, let's get started. So fans can enjoy the ultimate viewing experience with a 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray, which includes access to a digital copy of the film, or the 4K Ultra HD Steelbook combo, which includes Ultra HD disc with the Dolby Vision and Dolby Atmos, and a Blu-ray disc with Dolby Atmos, as well as access to a digital copy. Both 4K Ultra HD offerings include the following bonus content. The first of which is Morning Light, a weapon with stories to tell, where you discover the secrets of Snake Eyes' legendary sword, Morning Light, in his all-new short film. And we also have deleted scenes of what you didn't see in theaters. And you also find out what it took to bring this iconic hero's origin story to life with the featurette Enter Snake Eyes. And you also get to meet the fan favorite heroes, villains, and new characters in the G.I. Joe franchise in the featurette A Deadly Ensemble. And you also get to dive deep into the elite ninja warrior world of the Arashikage clan. And as for the film's Blu-ray release, it will be presented in 1080p high definition with Dolby Atmos, and you will also have access to the digital copy of the film as well. And as for the bonus features, it's the same thing as I mentioned before with the 4K release. And also, don't forget there's also a DVD release of this movie, which the DVD includes the feature film in standard definition. And now for my thoughts of the bonus features that are included with this home release. If you may recall from what I described earlier with the 4K and Blu-ray release of this movie, there's a total of 5 featurettes that are included with this release. And the first of which is the story behind Snake Eyes' legendary sword, Morning Light, which is the short film that's included specifically for this release. And I'm not really familiar with the G.I. Joe lore as far as the comic books are concerned. I did watch the cartoons from when I was growing up as a kid, but it's been such a long time. A lot of the things that I had enjoyed about the show, I kind of forgot about, but I did remember enjoying a great deal. But certain details with characters and specific items that each character has carried with them, I don't really remember much at all, to be completely honest with you, including Morning Light, which I had forgotten there was even a name for that sword that Snake Eyes had carried. So I'm not sure if this is actually canon to the comic books or if it's just strictly for the film, but it was a nice little featurette to get some more insight about the background of Snake Eyes. And in the short film, you get a mix of animation, more like still animation, along with live action actors in their respective suits, especially with Snake Eyes. So this is actually the first time where you get a real good look of the Snake Eyes costume in full beautiful detail, which I really did enjoy seeing that there because although, in which I'll get into my review with this movie, you don't really get to see the Snake Eyes costume until the very end of the film. So if I spoiled that for you, I apologize. But in this featurette, at least with this short film, you get a better view of what the look of the costume is and all the other aspects of the costume that's included there. And from what I can gather, it's pretty accurate from how it's portrayed in the cartoon show, and I would imagine as far as the comic books are concerned too. Obviously updated more to provide a more realistic approach with the costume, which I thought was very wonderful, to be completely honest with you. And I really did enjoy that very much with that featurette. And of course, you do have some deleted scenes. There's a total of 5 deleted scenes, and they're really, really short ones too. So I'll be completely honest with you. Although I like seeing deleted scenes, I like to see a little bit more to the deleted scenes as far as how it actually impacts the story. But this particular case, the deleted scenes that you do get with this featurette are more or less just like little moments that were just taken out, I think, just for the purposes of pacing the film, because I think if you had left these particular scenes that you get in this featurette, I don't think really added anything to the story as far as having a much better impact. But it was nice to see little bits here and there where you get to see certain moments of what characters were doing in between certain events that may provide a little more insight about what was going on in that particular moment of the story. The next featurette is Enter Snake Eyes, which actually goes a little more in depth as far as what it took to get this character onto the big screen with its own solo movie. And this was actually the featurette that I did enjoy the most because you get more insight about what it took to make the movie. And there's actually one particular moment in the featurette where you get to see the big epic chase sequence that occurs in the movie, which is actually one of the best scenes in the film. And you get to see the amount of work that's involved in putting that together, because they did actually shoot on location for those chase sequences, but at the same time there's some sequences they just could not do under those circumstances because it'd be way too dangerous for the actors. So they had to do that on the stage and then had to splice everything together to make it look very seamless. So it was really nice to see how they did that and to get an idea of the amount of work that's involved in getting that done. So for anyone that knows the filmmaking process, it is not easy to do. It's a very long and tedious process, but it's fun to see all the work that's involved in putting that together, especially for a scene that exciting in this movie. I did appreciate that. And of course, you get a little bit more of a background about the history of the character and the popularity of the character and why it was warranted to do a solo film for this character, being that Snake Eyes is the most popular character, or at least one of the most popular characters in the G.I. Joe universe, if you will. So I appreciated that very much. The next featurette is Deadly Ensemble, which features the actors who are playing the characters in this movie. And you're spending time with them and understanding the characters that they're playing, who the actors are, and their excitement for playing these characters in the movie. And I'll read them off right here for you real quickly. Of course, everyone knows that Henry Golding is playing the lead in Snake Eyes, and you can clearly see his excitement and want to portray his character, do the character justice, and providing some more background for the audience to connect with in this journey for the character of Snake Eyes. And if you want to talk about perfect casting, and this is an actor that I did not consider for this part, but when I was watching the movie, I was like, holy crap, this guy is awesome in this film. And that is Andrew Koji playing the character of Storm Shadow, although he's not really Storm Shadow in this film as of yet. But if you want to talk about perfect casting, I meant to say, this is it right here. Andrew Koji is awesome in this movie. He's by far one of the best things about this film, and watching him play the character of Storm Shadow was a delight for me, because I'm a big fan of Andrew Koji. And of course, we also have Ursula Cabero playing the character of Baroness, and we also have Samara Weaving playing the character of Scarlet. And then one of my all-time favorite action actors in the world, and Iko Uwais. I hope I pronounced the last name right. If I did not, I apologize. But he plays the character of Hardmaster. Iko Uwais is one of the best things that's ever happened to the action genre, and any movie he's going to be in, I will be down to watch, because I really love what he's been doing with the action genre. He's one of the best things. He's a breath of fresh air, and I'm always down to check out anything that he's in. So in watching this featurette, as I said before, you get to see what the actors are going through and preparing to play these characters, and also doing justice to the characters that they're playing, providing a little bit more depth to them, and adding some more elements that could be unique for you to be able to identify with them in some way or shape or form. So I really did appreciate that. And then the last featurette that's included with this home release is the featurette that deals with the Arashikage. I hope I pronounced that correctly. And you get some more insight about the background of this ninja clan, providing some more insight about what they're all about, even though in the movie you kind of get a bit of that. But with this featurette, it gets a little more in depth, and you get more insight about the origins of Snake Eyes and also of Storm Shadow, and how they were both involved with this clan, and with the origins of the tattoo, of course, that you see on Snake Eyes' body armor, well, on his armor really. And I actually thought that was really interesting, because there's a lot of things I just didn't really know about the G.I. Joe lore, especially from the comic books, because I've never read them. And to be honest with you, when I was a kid, I didn't even know it was based on a comic book until I got a little bit older. But knowing that they have taken elements of these respective mediums to include with this film, I did appreciate that. So providing some more insight about the origins of the clan and how they came to be and so on, it's something that I thought was very insightful, providing that they're still very traditional, but are also aware of the changes that are made and are using the current technology to help with their cause and so on. So I thought that was an interesting aspect of the featurette. Now, as far as my thoughts are concerned with the movie, I'm going to say this. If there's one character that deserves a solo film, no doubt in my mind, as far as the G.I. Joe lore is concerned, Snake Eyes deserves that. I mean, Snake Eyes and Storm Shadow really deserve their own movies. So it's nice to see that Storm Shadow is included with this origin story. But those two characters, especially Snake Eyes, they really deserve their own film. And I do appreciate the fact that they're taking the time to tell the background of the story of Snake Eyes and developing the character and seeing what led up to the events of him wearing the suit, that iconic suit, which is, I think, in my opinion, is one of the most iconic comic book character costumes in the world, in my opinion. I really think it's that iconic. There's something about the look of that character that when you look at him, you know right away what you're looking at. Just like when you look at any other comic book character like Batman, Superman, you're looking at Snake Eyes, you know right away who he is. You may not be familiar with the comic books, but you know who that character is. I think he's really that impactful. Now, when you do get to see Snake Eyes in the suit at the very end of the movie, I'm curious to see how they're going to go about this moving forward here, if there's ever a sequel that will be coming to fruition with this movie, because the character Snake Eyes never talks. So having Henry Golding in that suit, I would imagine if there's going to be a sequel coming up, that he's going to be in the suit for the majority of the time, which means that he's not going to be saying a single thing at all in this movie. So I'm curious to see how they're going to go about that here, because pretty much in this whole movie, Snake Eyes is pretty much talking from start to finish. But you're starting to get to see more about where the silence is starting to come from, and understand the reason behind all that as well too, especially with the people that have helped him through this whole journey that he's going through. So you get to see a little bit more insight about the character's mindset and where he was in the beginning and where he ended up now, and learning what he wants to do to better himself and therefore better other people along the way too. So I did appreciate that aspect of the film. And one of my favorite sequences of this whole movie has to do with the chase sequence that you see, I'm sure in the trailers you might have seen on more than one occasion, where there's a chase sequence with a bunch of motorcycles, a big truck that's racked up with all these cars. That was actually one of the most exciting parts of the movie. And then, as I mentioned before, in the featurette, where you actually get to see the making of that sequence, which was very, very interesting, and I thought it was very, very cool to see that. I appreciated that sequence a lot more as a result of my me viewing that part of the featurette. And no doubt in my mind, my favorite character and one of the best things about this whole movie is Andrew Koji. Andrew Koji is like a magnet of charisma, in my opinion. He is so good in this movie, and I'll be honest with you, I found him a lot more interesting than I did with Snake Eyes. Not to take anything away from Henry Golding, I thought he was fine. It's just that something about Andrew Koji portraying this character, I felt more invested with him. So this is another character that I would love to see a solo film if it ever comes to fruition. I think this character truly does deserve that, because seeing what Andrew Koji could pull off in this film, I was so impressed with him. I'm not blowing smoke when I say that here. But as far as my overall thoughts are concerned on the movie here, I will say this here. For me, as much as I did enjoy it, there were some things that I wish they could have worked on more, as far as the certain aspects of the character of Snake Eyes, which has to do with the fact that the idea that you are getting to spend time with Snake Eyes and understanding where the character is coming from. Honestly, I would have liked to just see more of Snake Eyes in this costume. That was the main thing for me. And I understand the origins gets to that point, so that way you understand where the character started from and where they're ending up at. I get all that, but honestly, I would have liked to see a lot more of Snake Eyes in his suit and being the character that I've been accustomed with the cartoon show that I've grown up watching, even though I haven't watched it for that long. But that was really one of my biggest complaints of the movie here. But I mean, overall, it is a fun movie. It's a fun film to enjoy for what it is, and you get to go home and go on with your day here. So for me, I would say this movie is worth a shot. And those are my thoughts of the home release for Snake Eyes, G.I. Joe's Origins. This is something that I would recommend you guys go out of your way to go check out. You can get it on VOD right now, and if you want to get it on Blu-ray, 4K, DVD, it's going to be available this month on October 19th. So I highly recommend you guys go out of your way to buy it and check it out at home, because I think you guys will enjoy this film. And also make sure, if you haven't done so already, subscribe to our channel, and also make sure you share and like our videos and hit the notification down there as well. And also follow us on our social media accounts. We have a Facebook and Instagram page at New Release Wednesdays, and on Twitter at the NRW. And follow me on my social media accounts on Instagram, Rob_Medina0585, on Twitter, RobMedina0585, and on Facebook, simply just Rob Medina. And if you haven't heard already, I have a show on the channel here called You're So Cool with Rob Medina, and I also have social media for that show as well. On Instagram, You're So Cool with Rob Medina, and on Twitter, You're So Cool WRM. And I want to say thank you all very much for joining me here today. I hope you guys enjoyed this review. And until next time, everybody, you guys stay safe out there, and cheers.